Hey traders, let's have a look at the markets today. I'm going to be looking at all the different markets today, the stock market and all the important technical analysis and the patterns that's happening right now. And plus also guys, there's a few interesting stocks right now and also different markets that are really producing something amazing. These patterns are incredible. Anyway, I'll share that all with you in today's update. Let's get straight into it. Don't place a trade based on what you'll see in this video because there is no guarantees of making a profit in the market. It takes you a long time to become a good trader. So this video here is just to educate you to become a much better trader. Alrighty traders, so let's get straight into it. As I'm bringing this up guys, just want to let you guys know that I'm running something truly incredible. For the very first 10 people only, I'm giving you 100% free access to my top $30,000 coaching program for the first 10 people only. Now, obviously there is a catch and there is requirements, but if you want to know all the details to this and to be able to apply for the very first 10 people only to get free access and to see all the details, then see that link in the description there or johnsfreegift.com. That's for the trading course. Go over there, register for the trading course right now, and the very first video you'll get, not only are you going to get the free trading course, which will help you, but you're going to find more information and the requirements that I'm looking for the very first 10 people only to get free access to my top $30,000 coaching program for free, and you'll see all the details to that there. But it is for the very first 10 people only, so go to that right now guys if you're interested in getting free access and getting coaching from me for free for 1 full year. Anyway, let's have a look at the actual markets today and see what's actually going around the globe here. And we can see the important levels that we're focusing on right now and what's going on. So I talked in my last update, I talked about how the fear and greed index, have you guys been watching that? Right? I talked about how we're probably likely to get a bit of a pop to the upside soon because the fear and greed index is really swinging to the downside. Right? So look at this here, right? We were at the extreme fear right here, right? So look at this here. We were down here, at the extreme fear level. So I expected a little bit of a pop to the upside. Now, the really interesting thing is where we are at right now. Where are we at right now? Well, we have this low here, right? We had this movement up, and then now we've come back down, and now we have this other low through here as well. So we have this low point through here and this low point through here. What actually happens here now is going to be a very telling sign. Now we had a very strong up bar through here. We had this low point through here. So let me take that off the screen. If indeed this is the start of something much stronger, okay, there's two different things that I'm watching out for this week to see what is probably likely to come next, okay? If indeed we do start to get some strong moves up, if we start to get like really strong moves like this, especially like that, breaking up like that, then that tells me we're probably then likely to get a bit of a pullback and then a rally to the upside. That's scenario number one across the markets, okay? So very strong bounce. What's coming next out of that there? And that'd be the very first scenario that I'm looking for in the market here. Now the scenario number two is that I'm looking for something, if the market doesn't do that and suddenly we just start to do something like this, we go back down again, we do this, we do something like this, then guess what? If that is like that, because there's two different types of legs in the market you want to be looking at for, right? This is strong, right? See that angle there? But then notice how, look at this, if I had to draw an angle through there, this is a strong move up, this is a slow move down. What does that mean? It means, see, the buyers are much weaker through here. There's actually not a lot of strength. There's not a lot of like vertical move action. It's just very slow, sort of slightly sideways. Well, if that happens, then we're probably likely to see a move back down from here, like this, right? So the trend right now is still down, so we don't want to be fighting against that. That's exactly what we're seeing here, and we're having this high point here, and then we have this lower high here. So the trend is still down, and we don't want to be fighting against that, okay? And is the bottom in? Again, that's a very hard telling sign to say. I'm not going to try to pick a bottom here. One thing I am looking at, and I am trying to see what is actually going on here, is whether this weekly chart is just some form of a pullback, okay? Is this just a pullback in an overall big bull market? Because if it is, we'll start to get that sort of action on that daily chart. Make sense? So let's go look at now the Nasdaq as well too. Now the Nasdaq, very bullish on the Nasdaq. Very bullish on the Nasdaq. Very bullish on the Nasdaq. Really strong. Look at this here. support level here, and the Nasdaq found a strong level of support through there, right? So it's really getting a lot of legs and a lot of strength behind this move here. So once again, what comes out of the Nasdaq next is going to be really, really, really telling. Do we actually start to see is this the start of a strong move up from here? Right? Are we about to see this thing start to do something like this and break up above these highs? If so, guess what? This whole thing was just one big pullback. So if I go back to the weekly charts now, you'll see this is just one overall just pullback through here, and now looks like we could be getting ready for another leg to the upside, right? So support. So the Nasdaq is looking really, really, really strong through here. Let's go look at the Dow Jones. Now the Dow Jones is the one that's looking the weakest out of the whole lot of them, right? Look at the Dow Jones. It's like through here. So again, the two different types of legs I'm watching for to see what's likely to come next is what I talked about from the S&P 500. All right. So we actually have this move up here and then this move up here. If we get something like that or that over the next, say, couple of weeks, then if we do especially get back above this line through here, because I know this is a very strong level of resistance and support in the past. And especially if we have this level through here, if it does break up above both those levels, then guess what? We're probably likely to get a bit of a pullback and then a very strong rally towards the close of the year, right? So this next week is really important for the rest of the year, because what actually happens here? Do we get another big strong rally out of this here? Because if we do, this whole week is telling us that, you know, guys, this week is a setup for November and December to be really incredible. So this is a really important week this week to tell us what's coming for the rest of this year. All right. So now also looking at the bond market, look at the bond market getting absolutely creamed, all right? Creamed. And as you guys would know, right? Like I was long the TMF market, and I had an average about $8 here, right? But then I got out down here, as you guys, if you've been watching follow me for a while, this is where, guys, the reason why I'm bringing this up is because I've learned not to let my ego get involved. I was bullish for the entire year, but when I started seeing the market, when I started listening to the market, which means just looking at the trend analysis, lower highs, I realized that I should be out of this thing real quick, and I'm really happy that I did, because I really saved my backside on that there. But the interest rates are definitely starting to really, look at this here, 30 years well too. And so this is going to really create a bit of damage in the markets. Now here's the thing, okay? Here's the thing. This is going to create a bit of damage in the markets. I don't know when that's going to be, right? So high interest rates, automatically you would think what? You would think, okay, well, that's going to have a really dampening fact on, say, the stock market. Oh my goodness, recession. Yes, recession is probably going to come, right? But that doesn't mean we can't go through one more last hooray in the stock market before we see the big move down. Okay, so it's very important that, guys, even though the interest rates are high, if you start to put the correlation, well, interest rates high, it's going to create the stock market go down, recession, therefore I'm going to short the markets. Don't do that, right? Don't do that. Remember I said before that when we're looking at the stock market itself and the futures markets, make sure that you're just trading those individually, okay? Don't be making decisions like, oh, well, the dollar's doing this, so the gold's, and I'm going to, so the gold do this, and no, right? Don't do correlation trades. Then, well, if the dollar does this, therefore gold should be doing this, therefore I'm going to trade gold. I'm going to short gold right now because the dollar's bullish. No. Right? Actually, especially when it comes to that sort of action there, right? Make sure you're doing your analysis there properly on that. And the same for gold here. What's happening with gold right now? Gold is what? Gold is very strong move on the downside. So right now, gold is in a short-term downward trend, and we're not getting any buying action at all right now. Again, we need to see what comes out of here. But right now, guys, gold is really, really, really weak. Same for the silver market. What happens here with the silver market? Very strong up leg through here, but who's in control, right? Who's in control, and where's the trend right now? Where's the trend? It's what? It's down through there, right? See, very strong downward movement. So we need to see silver really back above. Actually, we need to really, if for this thing to be really getting a really bullish sign, we need this thing back above $25. Because if we get that thing back above $25, then guess what? If we get this thing back above $25, then we're probably getting ready for a really big move up. But apart from that, the market is really, really, really bearish on the downside from there. So let's go look at some of the mining sector as well too. Some of the mining sector I've been watching here. Let's go to the GDX. All, there we go. All right, cool. Right, so on the GDX, once again, guys, what's going to happen here is a very telling sign, okay? Because we have been making high and a lower high. We really need to see what comes next. Because even in the mining sector, right, if we start to get something like this out of the market through here, right, something really big, strong move up like that, we start to get a move up like this, this is going to create a V bottom in the markets, and then we're probably likely to see something like that. So this week, this week is really important to tell us what's coming for the rest of this year. I really do believe that there, right? Even from the GDXJ perspective as well too, looking at that through there, once again, same sort of thing, right? We've got this level of support. What comes next here? Because we could be forming this could be a major bottoming pattern through here right now. Well, now that's not yet, right? We don't want to say that yet. This could be a major bottoming pattern. And once again, guys, if the market does start to do something like this, and we start to scream back up, and especially if we start to get back above here and we start to see, like, say, a $36 print, which we are through there, guess what? That's really bullish. One, that'll say this is a false breakout. Now, I'm not saying this is coming, right? I'm not saying this is coming, like, I don't know. But I'm saying for this to be a really significant sort of potential buying opportunity for me, that's what I'd want to see through there, because we break one level here, which is this level here, another level here, and then especially if we break above the high, then we're probably likely to see a really big movement to the upside. Make sense? So let's go down and have a look at the good old Bitcoin market. All right, so the Bitcoin market is actually just going sideways through here. Once again, guys, again, guys, for me personally, this is just going sideways. If indeed, okay, so this is the if scenarios. Okay, it's really important to understand the if scenarios. If for some reason Bitcoin starts to get something like this, right? We have a really big, strong down bar and we break down below there, then we're probably likely to see a $16,000. I was gonna say 1,600. I was like 1,600 people on Bitcoin that have a heart attack. This $16,000 level. Okay, so I don't know what's coming next out of this level here, but if we do get something like this, this is probably going to tell me we're going to see some movement on the downside from there. So there's an update when it comes to the good old Bitcoin market there, guys. There's a lot of things that's happening around these stocks from here, guys, when it comes to gold, silver. Let's go look at, the dollar as well too. The dollar has been having a very, 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 very strong move to the upside. So we're probably likely to see some sort of at least weakness in the dollar coming this week, because we've had an incredible move. In fact, we look at this one here. Yeah, we're starting to get that through there, right? So I wouldn't be too surprised to see the dollar actually now get a bit of a pullback out of this level here, only because we've had such a big move up, right? So a bit of a pullback, maybe even a pullback towards a 50% level, right? So from here to here, right? So maybe even down towards these levels through here, which is this is a support level. So sort of 105, 104 on the dollar from there as well too. And last off the list, guys, let's have a look at oil as well too. And oil has been absolutely just falling off a cliff, right? Look at oil just really, really, really falling off a cliff. What comes next out of oil, right? What comes next out of oil? Is this just a bit of a fake out before we start to see a big movement on the downside? What comes next? This is going to be really interesting, right? So we're seeing this movement up. We did make a high here, a lower high, and now guess what? Now we've made a higher high. Now we're getting a drop through here. So I personally wouldn't want to be trying to fight oil right now. This is a good possibility we could get a bit of a turnaround, but we are getting a very strong movement on the downside. If indeed for some reason this major level here doesn't hold, right? If indeed this major level here doesn't hold, and especially if we start to break this low through here, that's going to be a very telling sign. Now, the same thing for oil, right? What comes next out of oil is going to be very telling, right? So if for example, with oil, if we start to get something like that, then okay, then the bull market's continuing. But what would be the warning sign that oil is about to see some movement on the downside? It'll start to do something like this, right? It'll start to do something like this. It'll go sideways like this for a bit, right? And then it'll start to break down from there. Let me see if I can show you some examples of what I'm talking about here when it comes to that there, right? So for example, as you can see, right? So you can see how that when we're looking at the markets, if the market does start to go down, look at here, down through there, And see how we just went sideways like that there? We didn't get something like that, did we? No, we just went sideways through there. We're probably likely to get a movement down. Look at this here, down. If we go sideways like this, the L-shaped pattern, guys, that you guys know, right? Then we're probably likely to get something like that happening. So I hope this helps you out today, traders. Once again, traders, for the very first 10 people only, I'm giving away free access to my top $30,000 private coaching program. Yes, there is a catch, but if you'd like to learn all the details about that and what I require for the very first 10 people only and to apply for this, then that link in the description there, guys, which is the free trading course link, click on that, go register for the free trading course. Not only will you get the free trading course for free, but you'll see a very short video there with all the details and requirements that I'm looking for the very first 10 people only.